Hey guys, presentation will start very, very soon. We're just waiting for some more people to show up. But welcome if you're already here. Yeah, you live on Instagram? Yeah. Hey guys, welcome. We're just going to wait for some more people to show up and then we will get the presentation started. FW22, aka Timeless. Just going to wait for some more people to come through and we'll get things moving. So, welcome everyone, welcome to our presentation. We're going to be presenting Fall Winter 22, also known as Timeless. We're going to be here for the next hour or so. We're going to be trying on all the collection for you. It's going to be me and Alex Padmore, company director, and yeah, I'm going to hand everything over to Alex now.
That's fine. Thanks for joining, guys. So this presentation we're going to do slightly differently than we've done in the past. In the past, we've kind of run through everything in one go, and then we've collated questions and done at the end. But we've got AJ in one corner on Instagram Live and Adam in the other on YouTube, and they're going to be keeping an eye on the questions as they come in, and they'll be interrupting us periodically, and we can basically answer, and it'll be a bit more engaging, hopefully, for you guys watching. So let's start off. As already said, this collection is called Timeless. There's a lot of similar things that we've done in the past, but as always, we try and keep tweaking them. So we've got a nice cream loft vest. This one is slightly, very slightly heavier than we've done before. This has a 4.4 ounce padding. In the past, it's been 4 ounces. Also on this one, we've got some nice top entry hand warmer pockets. And then obviously snap closure. We've got two-way zippers, as we always do. And it's got a nice soft material around the back of the collar to keep it comfortable. Good. The next thing that we have, Holly isn't going to be able to try on because it's the size small. But similar to the vest that you just wore, we're doing a rider's jacket as well. We do this most years. This one is remaining completely unchanged. So it's 4 ounce Prima Loft. It's got flap down and snap closure pockets. Polyester rib cuffs to keep the wind out. Exactly the same for those of you familiar with the ones we've done in the past several times. So next up we've got a nylon kind of spectator jacket. It's got quite heavy polyester ribbing for the collar. It's also got a nice screen print on the chest, which you might be able to pick up, but we can do a little close up. Quite a wide fit for Iron Part. This is a large, so you can see it's quite roomy in the body, but that's a deliberate attempt to make it slightly more traditional spectator jacket style. This fabric is nylon, like I said, and it's been treated or created using a process called C-ray. Basically, the nylon is compressed with really heavy-duty rollers, and that gives it a really nice sheen. Let me just come a bit closer to the camera so people get it. So you get the sheen. It also gives it some waterproofing. It's not water-resistant. Sorry, it's not waterproof. Quite water-resistant, and it's like almost hydrophobic. But obviously, this polyester around the cuffs and the collar is not. So I wouldn't class it as a waterproof jacket by any means.
Yeah, super comfy. It's nice to look like comfy.
Print optional, that one.
Yeah, we will be doing with and without print.
On the vest, you go back to the changes and how it's different from the IH336, the previous version?
Yeah, sure. So the changes is really just the padding. So we used to have 4 ounce. So like the jacket. Let me get the jacket to see if So this jacket, which we've done multiple times, has a 4 ounce filling. This vest is about 4.5 to 5 ounces, so it's slightly more substantial to make it obviously a bit warmer without the arms. And then we're also adding in these top entry pockets, which I believe were not on the IH336.
Right.
A couple of reruns next. Well, a rerun in a new colorway. So we've got, again, a nylon, but not green law, nylon hooded parka. This is a new color for this season. We're going to change the color of the zips though. At the minute, they're a little bit too contrasty. We've got the metal one on the patch pocket on the front, and the kind of lighter blue zip up the middle. We're going to make them both tonal, so it's going to be a bit more sort of muted for us. We're also going to do that in a black, which we have done for the last couple of years. I can just try it real quick here. So on these jackets, we tweaked for last fall winter the hood to make it a bit more substantial. So it's got a 3-panel hood. Sorry, up. 3-panel hood to give it a bit more structure, both when it's worn up and also when it's worn down. Other than that, this is pretty much exactly the same as the last one we did.
Right.
What's next? We've got the shore jacket.
Shores.
No questions yet, us?
No,
Wasn't even quiet, no?
Yeah. And just for some context, it is like 100 degrees in here, and we're working with alpaca. And what's this? The lineman?
This is a Sherpa lined
Chef.
oiled cotton poplin shore jacket. So it's a 7-ounce cotton poplin, and then Haraki's come up with a kind of oil blend, or he's found an oil blend which is urethane and paraffin that are combined. It makes it feel like a lot less claggy, right?
Yeah.
Compared to like a barber jacket or anything.
Yeah.
Quite crunchy.
Yeah.
And also on traditional wax jackets, you often would get like white choke marks where the jacket's creasing around your elbows or where you're sitting down. So this blend of oil, first of all, improves the hand feel of the jacket drastically, but also will minimize those choke marks. And you can iron it, to kind of refresh the waterproofing of the oil. And then, as I mentioned at the start, it's show off the inside.
Yep.
It is lined. The body is lined with polyester Sherpa, and then the arms will be quilted nylon. Makes it easier to get on and off if you've got a quilted nylon.
Are we doing only 65s this year?
You will see that we are very shortly.
You mentioned the corduroy detail.
Oh no, thanks mate. Sorry, I forgot to mention that the collar on this is corduroy, as are the insides of the pocket flaps, which is a nice little detail.
And there's a little inside pocket here too.
So next up, we've got two denim jackets. So this is lined with the same Sherpa. It's black Sherpa. The one Ollie's got at the minute is our 14-ounce indigo selvage denim. So just a much warmer version of our modified Type 3 jacket. And then we're also going to be doing that in a black. So 14-ounce selvage, black denim, so this will fade slowly to grey over time. Yeah, anytime we do a lined jacket, the body is lined, we always put quilted nylon sleeves on, which makes it so much easier to get the jacket on and off. And it's also way more comfortable when you're moving your arms around. Yeah, for those of you who are unfamiliar, for us, a modified Type 3 jacket basically is a little bit of extra length, which is created because we've added pockets to the outside, and in order to sew those in, you have to add a bit more length to the body. So these run a little big. This sample, in fact, is too big. So most of the samples always try and run a size large, but this one is actually closer to an extra large than a large. But that will be adjusted for the production hub.
Yeah. And in terms of washing these, there's no real kind of difference in the denim and the Sherpa?
No, so you just got to wash it carefully.
Okay.
Like as in wash it carefully like you would with any denim.
Washing carefully would mean 30 degrees.
30 or 40 Celsius. I'm not going to convert it to Fahrenheit, I'm afraid. Very low spin and absolutely no tumble drying. Next up, we've got I've forgotten what one, M51. M51. We're doing two these M51s. So this one is new, although some of you may be thinking it looks familiar. We did a heavy whipcord one, which we're going to be rerunning again. This has got a nice blanket lining and quilted sleeves. You'll try that one in a second. This one is a 5-ounce 70-30 cotton nylon blend, and it's got a detachable nylon liner inside for extra warmth.
Super lightweight.
So this is kind of like, this one's not super waterproof, and it's less warm, but this is like a more of a kind of transitional jacket, maybe early fall, or heavy whipcord with blanket lining. Again, it's not waterproof, it's not even water resistant really, but because whipcord has such a dense and tight weave, it does kind of repel water pretty well. And this one will be significantly warmer thanks to the blanket lining.
And we've put pockets on the lining so it can be worn as a little.
No.
I thought I saw pockets on the lining.
On both of these, they have kind of fishtail shaped backs, which can be snapped up to bring the height up, I guess, in a super heavy downpour. Or you probably wouldn't want to be walking in if it was that high. Also, stylistic. Again, on both of these, you've got these drawstrings to adjust the fit at the waist and at the bottom, obviously on the hood too. This one is way warmer, right? Probably feel that.
So much warmer and so much heavier, like 2 or 3 times the weight.
Yeah.
Could we see the liner of the previous one as a standalone?
So we asked for that, and there is going to be something which is similar to this coming as part of Spring Summer 23. It won't be exactly the same as the liner, but it is going to be similar.
Just trying to get that extra
If you're not
smart.
sweating now, you will be in the next one.
Woo! Okay. That's
It's got a nice fit though.
I love this jacket.
For this style of jacket, I think it's quite modern.
It's a nice alternative to the deck jacket as well, I'd say.
Exactly. Brings us on nicely too. The deck jacket. So every year we do 2 colours of deck jackets at least. Sometimes we do 3. So this year we're going to be doing an olive, a light olive, which is kind of almost khaki-ish, and a black. And what Ollie's trying on now is that olive colour, which we then applied the same mix of paraffin and urethane oil to the outside of. So it's going to be probably 2 or 3 ounces heavier, significantly warmer than our traditional deck jacket, which is almost always too hot for me anyway.
Yeah.
There's a pocket too. And also on this one we've added drawstrings at the bottom of the waist. So again, N1 deck jackets, anyone not familiar, or our N1 deck jackets, we've got a whipcord outer, in this case waxed. But you want to try that one?
Yeah.
So this is the olive colour without the wax. So our N1 deck jackets have a whipcord outer, 12-ounce whipcord outer. Then we have on the inside an alpaca wool lining, and then again in the sleeves they're going to be quilted nylon. And in between the whipcord and the alpaca we have an additional interlining, which gives the jacket much more windproofing than other deck jackets on the market, as far as we're aware. 2-way zipper like we do on pretty much every Ironheart jacket. Nice big pockets, it's got an inside pocket as well. This alpaca is much higher density than we've used in the past. It gives a really, really nice hand feel. Do you want to try the black one?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Just while somebody's trying that one on, there are pockets on this liner for the first M51. But there is no way of doing it up. So you could wear it as like a little shell, but it just has empty buttonholes on both sides.
You could say 2 for 1.
They've got drawstring in the waist, these deck jackets.
So the oiled deck jacket has a drawstring installed at the factory, and for reasons that I fail to understand, we've opted not to do it on the 2 non-oiled ones. But if you buy one directly from us, we do have the facilities to add a drawstring, and that is an option that's directly given to you when you're checking out on the website.
And what sort of temperatures could you wear that
That's like well sub-zero.
at? Sub-zero.
Yeah, not this room right now, though. Not this room.
That over a t-shirt is usually warm enough for me in English winter. Obviously England's quite mild, you're in parts of America or whatever, you may want to wear a heavy shirt underneath it, but it's still pretty warm. The oiled one is even warmer. It's not going to get much wear in the fall.
Got a question about the collection as a whole.
Yes.
We noticed German or EU retailers increasing their orders compared to previous seasons.
We've seen growth across most of our retailers. I assume that question is kind of directed at the Germany situation, which we announced recently. The orders for this collection were taken well before we made that decision. So I wouldn't expect this collection to see an increase in Germany, but I would expect to see the Spring/Summer 23 collection. I would expect to see an increase in volume of that collection for German and EU shops based on hopefully the increase in demand that they're seeing since we made the changes to the way that we ship to Germany.
Okay. So what we saying?
So we've got another Primaloft piece. This is a 6 ounce, so heavier than the other Primaloft. Street Parker. Hiraki did this one for the Japan only release, and we got quite jealous, so he's doing it again as a global release, which is good. Really nice modern fit. Excuse me. Got this nice collar, which stands up all the time, gives you nice windproofing around the neck. This is really soft, right? And without having the quilting that we have on the rider's jacket, it just feels a lot softer, and it feels way warmer. It's only 2 ounces heavier, but significantly warmer. Very, very versatile, I would say. Yeah. And it's water resistant, super warm. You can swash it up into a tiny ball in a rucksack, and it won't wrinkle or anything. Very easy to wash, very easy to dry, very quick to dry. So our Primaloft stuff is gaining in popularity. It's now probably one of our most popular things after the classic like jeans, flannel shirts, etc.
We have inside pockets on that one, Ollie?
Pockets, mate?
Inside pockets?
Going here is such a good book. Yes, inside. Yeah, 2 inside pockets. What's next?
Next up,
Something hotter?
is something even hotter. That's going to be the hottest one, huge one on today.
Is this the mountain?
So we don't have the sample because I left it at my flat, sorry. Of the hooded one. But we are going to be re-releasing the hooded jacket, the IHJ 75, for those of you familiar. This is the hoodless version. So the outside of this is a material called E-Vent, which is completely waterproof. And then on the inside is really heavy duty Primaloft gold, way hotter, way warmer than all the other Primaloft stuff that we've gone through. This jacket I was wearing in New York when I was there in January, and that over a t-shirt genuinely was more than enough for a pretty cool New York winter. And when we were there was a pretty big blizzard as well. So I was wearing this in the snow, in the wind, and I was very comfortable. It's also quite good at regulating heat, so it's a lot easier not to overheat in this type of jacket than it would be in one of the N1 jackets, for example.
And it's got a nice, what would you describe this as? Like a kind of a rubber, so it doesn't ride up. What's that called?
Yeah.
I don't know what you call that.
I'm not sure what you call it.
Friction strip. Let's call it that.
On today, it's friction.
Did you say it was also waterproof?
Very waterproof. Just watch you on for a second.
Yeah.
So on the one without the hood, we've got these top entry pockets. On the one with the hood, they don't have those handle pockets. It just has the snap closure pockets here. You've got chest pockets on the front and on the inside. Yeah.
Is that microfiche?
Yeah, I think, exactly. And it's the same thing which is on the vest.
Are we going to drop denim aprons ever again?
That's a good question. I was thinking about that the other day. I think it's probably time to give it another go, but no promises at the moment.
And the Street Parker, what was the shells?
Yeah, the whole jacket is Primaloft, so it'll be a nylon outer filled with Primaloft essentially. So for the guy who asked earlier, M65s are coming back. We're going to be doing olive and black in the IHN 27, so the heavy cotton one. We won't be redoing the foiled cotton, which was, I believe, 7 ounces. This is much more. Do you remember what weight this is? Heavy cotton sateen M65 jacket. It's probably 10 or 11 ounces. It's definitely heavier than the cotton poplin shawl jacket with the shirt lining, which essentially is what we made this from when we did the old one last season.
The old one was the one that was slightly, the slightly.
The old one was, it was a bit more tailored and the pockets didn't constantine around.
Yes.
Yeah, that was about and
Yeah.
oil.
Yes. Yeah. And there's a bit that comes out of this as well.
I will use it. I do check the forum for just in case there's anyone watching on that.
Okay. You see the black as well, or are we good?
Sure.
Black in the same. This is not a big fit.
This is a 3XL.
Did I just show them 3X? Oh, okay, right, so
Just to run through the pieces for anyone unfamiliar, we've got top entry pockets here, side entry handle pockets. There's a chest pocket on this side, and then obviously these snap closure pockets, which kind of make the M65 so recognisable.
I think I left the light box in there somewhere as well.
Moving on to shirts now. This is a military CPO shirt. Olive, obviously you can tell, I believe it's 7 ounces of them.
So,
And what are we calling it? I've forgotten, sorry.
back satin
Yeah, back, so about 7 ounce back satin is the fabric, and then military CPO. So CPO because it has these flat down pockets. Often we have hand-worn pockets, although that doesn't define a CPO shirt. And then it's more of a work shirt fit than a Western shirt fit, and it has these big oversized buttons as opposed to snaps. So all of those things combine make it kind of more of a military style shirt as opposed to a Western. It's a nice fit on you.
It's a nice feeling.
That was reactive though.
Yeah, reactive dyes, so this one won't fade. I'm pretty sure the next few shirts are all reactive dye, right?
2 chinos and then the wood core.
And then the more things also reactive.
Maybe oil deck jacket again, please. Obviously the colour up close.
Yeah.
And also, when will this be viewable afterwards? We're going to
It's
post
going to be viewable on the forum, Ironheart forum. It's going to be viewable. What's this? The collection
stream. Yeah, this is stream.
This video will be saved onto YouTube, and then it will be uploaded onto the Instagram. Sorry, onto the Ironheart forum. But it will be viewable directly on YouTube obviously as well.
Is that showing the colour? Can the people see? Do you want to put it next to
A regular olive. Ah, jeez. Thank you.
I'm on the face.
Can everyone see that on camera? Do you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just whilst I pop around the back of the screen here, Noah Hornby, you're in for a treat later on.
And the alpaca is different on this one too. We discussed that.
Yeah, it's the colour, so we can choose whatever colour alpaca we want. So Hiraki's obviously chosen an alpaca that is, in his opinion, a better colour match for the outer jacket.
I love that. That's my favourite collection.
This one's? Yes. Again, reactive dye shirts coming out. We've got 2 colourways of a 7 ounce chino work shirt. So we've got this brown colour, we're also doing it in blue, which I'll try in a second. Reactive dye won't fade. Work shirts for us have open top pockets, buttons instead of snaps. They're a tiny bit shorter in the body than our Western shirts. They're also pretty much straight up and down, so there's no taper at the waist.
We did a reel on that.
And got a straight yoke along the back and no yokes on the front, whereas Western shirts often will have a shape. Which we'll see shortly when we move on to the first Western.
the shirt and trucker, when's that going to drop? Will it be in time for the party, do you think, in September?
Impossible to say. Obviously, we would like for jackets like that to release in September. Time for the party? Probably not. That's quite early compared to jackets normally.
And when do we think shirt collections going to start dropping in general?
Should be in late August.
Could you also, sorry.
No, it's fine. We've been having real trouble with production in Japan. Factories still struggling since COVID. All of our factories are at about 60% capacity in terms of staffing. So things are just taking a bit longer than normal. So we're obviously still aiming for mid to late August to start releasing stuff, but it could potentially slide a bit.
Could you just repeat what the material is of the CPO, the military CPO is?
Yeah, it's a 7-ounce olive back sateen.
Thank you.
Are we going to make t-shirts that are bigger, up to 4XL? Even with side seams?
That's an ongoing battle which I'm having with our Japanese colleagues. Hopefully one I can win over time, but it's a lot of work for them to create different sizes on products which have been running for a long period of time. Yeah, I will keep trying because our sweatshirts, our t-shirts, our thermals, all that sort of stuff, being capped at XL in some cases 2XL is obviously frustrating for some of our customers. So we know that it's an issue, we are trying to fix it, but I can't make any guarantees.
So, shall I show this to you first?
Yeah, go for it. This one is probably the nicest fabric in the collection for me. So this is a whipcord, and we basically reversed it, so the weft of the whipcord is showing on the outside of the shirt and the wall on the inside, and it's then been raised, kind of like brushing that we do on your chest, but it's using a different technique, and that gives it an amazing, soft hand feel, ridiculously comfortable. I don't even know what you describe it as. Like, it's so hard to convey a hand feel with words.
Yeah.
But
Trying not to say the law.
How would you compare it to moleskin? Would that be possible to give it some idea?
I don't think that would visually. But I mean,
I don't even feel.
much softer, much fluffier.
Really fluffy.
Fleecy, borderline fleece. I guess.
Ordering, but tougher. It's really hard to pinpoint.
Let's talk about the shirt though. So this is self-dyed, so it's going to fade nicely, quite slowly over time. This is our Western shirt, so snaps, the V-shape yokes, as I mentioned earlier, flat down pockets, Western yoke on the back, and then also very slightly longer, and it does taper in at the waist a little bit. So a bit of a slimmer, more tailored look. Nice, thank you.
What's the name of the colour? What's the name of the colour?
This is we're calling this black, and that's all.
Oh, that's black.
Yeah, it does look a little bit grey, but it is black.
Question for you, Ollie. Are you trying to work up a sweat in these samples so you get to keep them?
Is that a genuine question?
It was more a statement, but
Yeah, I mean, it's winter, right?
it's very hot in here.
It's relentlessly hot in this room, even without trying on different jackets.
Yeah.
Is it a loose or tight weave on that one?
Whipcord?
Yeah.
Whipcord is very tight weave.
I love this shirt. Beautiful.
It's a real standout, I think.
Yeah, I probably can see the material there actually in this colour. I wonder.
Nice. Okay, so we're going to move on. We've got 2 more shirts before we hit our heavy flannels. Obviously, we'll be doing a few of those like we do every year. So the last 2, there's 2 colorways of a 12-ounce heavy moleskin. We've done shirts in heavy moleskin before. This is technically a different fabric, although it's the same weight. It's also moleskin. We're doing this black. Sorry, I've lost my words. A black reactive dye heavy moleskin, so it's going to stay nice and black for life. CPO shirt, again, has the hand warm pockets. This is a Western style CPO, so it's got the same pockets, the same Western yokes. Big Ironheart branded oversized copper snaps. Also the gusset and the cuffs are reinforced. That's one of the defining thing really about CPO shirt is that reinforcement on the high wear areas. The hand pockets is a nice touch, but it does not make a CPO shirt, or at least not currently.
On the brush whipcord Westerns, are they going to come out in work shirt as well? Or just Westerns?
So far, what I've shown you is just coming out in what I've shown you. But that will change in about 1 shirt's time. So this is exactly the same shirt, we actually dyed olive. So again, all this colour really nicely. lots of different shades of oil in this collection. But yeah, that is, I think that's going to be a winner.
Yeah.
Like 12 ounce as well, isn't it?
Yeah, 12 ounce.
Did we make the Type 3 in this material?
We have done a number of things in heavy moleskin before, but I'm told that this is a new heavy moleskin.
Interesting.
I think what you're thinking of is a olive wood, whippoorwill Type 3.
I thought the one that was just went.
Olive whippoorwill with a corduroy collar.
I'm sure I can olive. Yeah, Type 3.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So apparently it's different. It's exactly the same colours and the same ingredients.
Yeah, easy.
Cool. Okay, on to the heavy flannels, or ultra heavy flannels, sorry. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 colourways this season. All of these shirts, we've got one sample, either a Western or a work shirt in each colourway. All but one of them is going to be released in Western and work shirt. So we'll just run through the colours quite quickly. You don't need to try them all if you don't want to.
I'll try them. I'll do it.
So for anyone unfamiliar, our ultra heavy flannel shirts are 12 ounce Aspiro cotton, so that's hand-picked cotton from the Andes. We then mill that into the fabric, and we're brushing the outside of the fabric once and the inside of it twice. So you can, that's actually quite close to the camera.
Yeah.
You can actually see on this pattern quite well the difference between double brushed and single brushed in like how it's taken some of the colour out. Also gives it an amazingly soft hand feel. It's very, very warm, kind of California jacket sort of vibe. That and a t-shirt will be fruitful, no need for a jacket unless you're running cold. So we're going to be doing work shirts, like I said in this. On the work shirts, the buttons will be as close to the snap colours as the Western shirts, and vice versa.
What size have you got to the UHS? How big?
4XL in all shirts and jackets. Almost all shirts and jackets.
Probably worth mentioning the good art snap upgrades that we do.
Yeah, any of our shirts can be upgraded with good art snaps or buttons if you buy them directly from us. On the website, you will get prompted when you add something to the cart. When you view your cart, there'll be a little button saying you want to upgrade your snaps or you want to upgrade your buttons. You can do one, a lot of people do chest pocket. You can do the whole shirt if you're feeling flush with cash. Also, lots of people do the top button and need the snaps as well. So next pattern is a nice red, white and yellow check. So this is a work shirt, but Western shirt will come with black snaps, or should come with black snaps. It's a good colour.
Yeah. Like autumnal.
Couple more. Got a red, navy, green, and yellow crazy check. Crazy checks are always popular, this one is particularly crazy. But it's actually slightly less crazy when you wear it.
Does the crazy, when it's called crazy check, is that alluded to the colour or the pattern? Pattern. I remember the last crazy check, was it yellow the last?
We've done yellow, we've done black and red, done blue crazy checks in the past, light red crazy checks.
Are we doing a purple UHF as well?
Not as part of this collection.
That's kind of that's as close to purple as I think you're going to get.
We are doing a purple UHF. We're doing another collaboration with our friends at Ford local brewery here in Gosport, and we are currently working on a new beer that we'll be releasing. So Ford and Avon will release this new purple UHF, which is a repeat of a colour that we've done before, purple black on red. They're going to release it on their website with the beer first. We'll give them some lead time, and then whatever's left, we'll release on our website. And we do a Western and work shirts in purple black on red. This one, I forgot what I'm calling it, maybe a classic check. But a nice green kind of tartan check. This, I think, is my favourite colour of the season. It's good. I'll show you guys.
Two more.
two more here. So next up, we've got, this is obviously a black pattern. Can you see that? Can you see the herringbone? Yeah. So what I'm trying to show you is that this fabric has a herringbone running through it. That actually gives it a little bit of extra weight. So whilst all of the other UHS that we've gone through are 12 ounces, this one's probably closer to 13. It's pretty hard to tell the difference honestly when you hold them side by side, but technically that isn't correct. Again, we're going to do this one in Western and light shirts. Yeah, that's the safe option, isn't it?
It's a safe option. Without no day.
Okay, one more. Yeah, the last one, but certainly not least, is a repeat of the first heavy flannel shirt or ultra heavy flannel shirt that I might have ever made. So this pattern and colourway is very similar, and it's got quite an interesting story in how we basically came up with it, or Haraki came up with it. So he really wanted to make a flannel shirt that was 12 ounces or heavier, but the factories that he was working with at the time couldn't sew fabric that was that heavy. So he basically was like, well, I'm not going to give up. I need to try and work out how I'm going to do this. So what he essentially got a lighter fabric, so probably about 10 ounce flannel fabric, got the factories to sew the shirts, and then he then overdyed the shirts. Obviously the fabric then takes on some of that dye and that weight, also shrinks it up, and then through those two processes the shirt becomes a heavier number of ounces first way up. So this one is probably up at 14 ounces. Normally overdye for us would be like black overdyed or indigo overdyed. This one is hard to tell that it's been overdyed, but it has been overdyed with a very, very pale grey. So all the colours are a little bit muted. But for this one, we've used our 12 ounce ultra heavy flannel and overdyed it. So that's why it's 14 ounces rather than the original one would have been 10 ounces overdyed up to 12.
Did you explain why it's not going to come and work yet? Sorry.
Why isn't it going to work?
Is it not?
It's not. There isn't a reason. As Adrian was saying, this one is not coming in a white shirt. It's just coming in a Western shirt, and we're going to be releasing this hopefully around the time of our anniversary, 20th anniversary, which is going to be in September. So this is the special anniversary UHF.
When will the black and white UHF be released?
All UHFs, fingers crossed, will be between late August, late September, somewhere in that period.
The timetable will be being put on the forum, so.
Least accurate timetable.
How much would you need to size up if you were going to wear a UHF underneath the shirt of type 3? Would you have to go up one size or two sizes?
Definitely not two sizes. You may get away with the same size as you were wearing a UHF. You may want to size up one size, but definitely not two sizes. Moving on to pants, which Ollie's not going to try on for obvious reasons. So this season we're doing some cargos. So this is I want to say 11 ounce herringbone. It's in like a new kind of relaxed fit. So it's loosely based off the 634, but it's just a bit wider, a bit more relaxed. And we're going to be doing this in olive. And
Is that
cargo.
all in Palm Springs?
Yeah, we're good.
Have we released the photos on that yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right. It's such a good fit. These are, I love the fit on
It's
these.
self-dyed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Self-dyed, so these will both age slowly over
I'm
time.
getting close up so we can grab the herringbone.
We'll be launching photos of all of this collection on the website and on the Ironheart forum. So we'll make sure that there are some good fabric shots in there for anything that's not easy to pick up. These pants have some interesting like fabric characteristics, but it's quite hard to see it in the light this one. So these two are reactively dyed 7.5 I think ounce whipstop cargos. So exactly the same fit in black and olive. These ones will hold their colour for life, or they may fade very, very slowly in that same loose, relaxed cargo fit.
Have we talked about what reactive dyeing is? Do we need to?
Using enzymes to to basically create a reaction in the fabric, and it just prevents any colour loss. As it
Any
burns.
colour loss at all?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So our super black jeans.
Exactly.
Okay, so they're okay.
Gets chemically bonded to the cotton.
Ah, okay. So if you want to keep that sort of nice new look, that's the way to go. Okay.
Next up, with the guy who said something about corduroys earlier that I mentioned, whose name I've forgotten now, sorry. We are going to be doing 2 colours of the 634 cut in our very heavy 14 wale corduroy. You should be able to get a better idea of the fabric in this lighter colour. Really heavy duty, very, very windproof. It's a double weave. This is probably twice as heavy as any other 14 wale corduroy that Haraki found. So this is pretty special to Ironheart. Obviously we don't really do light things, so we wanted to try and find a super heavy duty one. Try and blow through like the fabric. Try and blow through it.
That's an interesting test.
So yeah, very, very windproof.
Okay, good. How did you figure that one out?
I'm not sure who
That's what I do.
Are we doing a summer sale?
Huh?
Are we doing a summer sale?
No. Well, if we are, we haven't decided whether we're doing it or not yet. Sorry, I've just forgotten what that is. Oh yeah. So this is our 14-ounce selvage indigo denim that we're doing in double-fronted engineered pants. So we've done 21-ounce versions of these before, which proved to be increasingly popular. We just put in another big production run of the 21 ounces, and we wanted to do the slightly lighter weight ones as well, for people who prefer that denim. Again, pretty loosely based off the 634 cut, so just like a nice straight leg. And then last, the last thing in the collection, in fact, is the brand new denim. So this is a 14-ounce selvage indigo, so rope dyed indigo warp, rope dyed indigo weft denim, and we're going to do this in all 5 of our core cuts. So that's the 634, the 555, 666, 777, and 888.
Did you say it was 14 months?
Yeah, you can. Let's see if we can find something nice.
Yeah, on the inside of the waist.
Trying to find something where you can kind of get a sense of the fade potential.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yes. If you go down to the waistband bit there, yeah, there you are.
Trying to do this on both the cameras, sorry guys. But yeah, it's going to be very high contrast, electric blue fades. Similar sort of vibe to our indigo black denim and how that faded, but this one is indigo. So.
You did mention the size, but can you just confirm the cut of the corduroy pants, please?
Yeah, they're going to be the 634 cut, so that's our straight leg.
I'm actually wearing them now in the 21 ounce. Just did another reel on these recently as well.
The indigo you just showed, are we going to do that in 21 ounces or is it just 14?
For now, just 14.
Are we going to be doing a pop-up shop in London again this year?
We would love to, but I'm not sure if we will be able to do one this year. But if we do, it will be in the fall or early winter.
Is the 1955 cut going to come back?
Yes, but not in this denim. It will just be continued in the 21 ounce denim for now.
Can we see Ollie in the Sherpa, black Sherpa, please?
Is
On
this
top of the olive.
Yeah. Is that a genuine request?
Yeah, no, I think somebody missed the actual Mr.
Is
Sherpa.
that so? Okay, yeah. In which case, yes.
It's been the most popular.
AJ just messaged himself.
Was it the black or the blue?
Not specified. Sorry.
Do both.
Both. And the N1s as well.
And what?
And the N1s as well.
Yeah, sure. Would you like the UHF with it?
And jog on the spot, please.
Yeah.
Is it all of this collection going to Division Road by any chance? As in the party, I believe.
Not the whole collection will be a Division Road. No. The pieces of the Fall Winter 22 collection that Division Road are selling will be on display at the party. But the Spring Summer 23 collection will be at Division Road for an ultra early sneak peek.
Okay. Black Sherpa. And blue Sherpa.
the N1, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you see the M1 again, not necessarily worn.
Someone's going to write no warm specifically. Warm.
Can I see you with a M51 overback, please?
Are we doing the 20th anniversary jeans? Any updates on those?
No updates further to what is on the Ironheart forum, but we are working on some anniversary jeans. We're hoping that they'll be ready to release in time for the party, but as I mentioned earlier, we've got some big issues with production. Everything that's been in production this year is particularly slow, so there's no guarantees on exactly when they'll be available.
Olive Pale Rider as well? Olive, the Big Bucks actually, on Big Bucks.
On the Big Buck, the order went into Simmonsville today. We've got a bit of an issue, which we're hoping to try and resolve, in that the deers that were killed for this particular olive deer skin are evidently much smaller than the ones that we used for the black shirts. And as such, we're really struggling to find pieces which are big enough to make a single back piece. So I put an order in Simmonsville. They're going to see what they can do, but there's a chance we might have to change it, change the pattern on the olive one so there'll be a centre seam down the middle. But we're trying to avoid that. But yeah, so I don't have a timeline.
Is the oiled N1 the same sizing roughly as the khaki and the blacks?
Yeah.
When do you think the N1s will be released?
So probably somewhere around October, maybe early November. Obviously, we will be publishing delivery timelines when we can on the Ironheart forum. But again, production this year is slower than normal, so things are likely to get delayed from whatever I say today. There's a chance that they'll be delayed by a couple of weeks.
Is any cut and sewn coming up?
Lots of cut and sewn coming up, but none of it's part of this collection. We've got some thermals. We've got our crew neck thermals, our Henley thermals in olive, navy, white, grey, and black. All are going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks. We've also indigo overdyed some of the white ones, both of those, which will be coming out probably in a month or so. We've got a lot of sweatshirts on the way, but they won't be part of this collection. They're just going to be coming out. They may come out during fall winter, but it's not technically part of this collection.
And on the subject of hoodies, are they going to be bigger than 2XL?
So yeah, same answer as earlier, which is we desperately want to go up to 4XL, but it's a tough conversation that we haven't got a swift resolution to just yet.
A great suggestion off the back of the small deer comment that the olive big buck should be called the Bambi.
Pale Riders restock?
Pale Rider restock. There is no restock on the cards in terms of the timeline, but we will definitely be remaking the Pale Riders. We need to clear a backlog of orders that we have with Simmonsville. They also work for or make things for other companies, and it's quite a small operation, so we need to get another order in, and then that'll be worked through. But we'll get them this year, as we thought.
Is there a price difference between the waxed M1 versus the traditional M1?
You bet.
Yes, but I can't tell you off the top of my head what it is. Gut feel would be is probably $50 more, but I can't remember exactly. But obviously, the oil and the oiling, A, costs money, and B, takes time, so the price is impacted.
Any other items being released soon aside from this collection?
So the thermals that I just mentioned are going to be releasing very soon. We just dropped some new chambres today. We did our collaboration jeans with Barclays Supply Co. and Snake Oil Revisions went out today. We have something that's going to be going on Friday, which I've forgotten.
Got more UH.
We've got short sleeve, lightweight Wabash shirts going live on Friday at 4 o'clock UK time. We're also going to have the long sleeve versions of those coming out at some point next week.
And the 14-ounce 6s.
Yeah, some jeans restocks, hand restocks. We have stuff coming out literally every single week between now and the end of the year. I would go so far as to say.
Do we have any more shorts coming in?
No, not this year.
Is there,
Sorry, not this season.
is there any chance of a heavy 19-ounce or more Type 3 jacket in indigo black in a foreseeable?
I don't know. I'm not sure if we have any of that fabric left. we chose not to continue the jeans. So if we've used up all of the denim in the last jeans production, then the answer would be a firm no. If we have some of the denim left, then that's a pretty good suggestion of how to use it up. I'd have to look into what we've got in the factories.
Are we restocking the easy shorts, purple in particular?
We may be able to get some dribs and drabs from Japan, but we won't be doing a proper restock of them this year. We will definitely be doing them again for spring summer 23.
When will the Wabash work shirts be coming back? I think the original 266 they're in production.
12 ounce
Yeah.
ones.
The 266, can you look it up please?
Yeah.
They're in production, so they'll be coming back soon. AJ's just going to look it up quickly. Any other questions whilst you're doing that?
Do you want to explain what happened to the Wabash or why it was delayed?
I can't remember.
Just as delay, so they're coming soon. They should be there.
Just as coming soon.
Yeah.
On the latest update. The one from yesterday.
End of August.
Okay. End of August for the Wabash workshops.
And also August for the 20 ounce Type 3. That was asked earlier on.
Cool. 22 ounce Type 3 jackets coming in August too. Or probably coming in September.
We're going to make a red and black UHF Western this year.
We will be putting a production run in soon, but it may, I don't know exactly when it's going to come. It's not part of this collection. So this is our full winter collection. Obviously it's very important it comes out during full winter. Things which are core, like the red black buffalo check, we're less precious about when they come out. So everything here will have taken priority over anything else so that we can hit the delivery deadlines. So red black buffalo check, green black buffalo check, blue black ombre check. Those three patterns are constant, so we just keep on putting in production orders like year round. Doesn't form part of this collection or any future full winter collections. They'll just come when they're ready.
We're still doing the Wabash work jacket. No, chore jacket, sorry.
Wabash short jacket I think is due in a minute. I think it's due in the next few weeks. But it would have been maybe not any minute, but it's definitely due soon. But it would have been delayed for the same reason as all of our other Indigo Wabash stuff.
What 1501s? Are they getting?
1501s will be coming out very soon. Yeah, hopefully within the next week or two. Any more?
That's it from me.
YouTube's gone quiet. Hang on.
Check for Okay.
Well, it's hot in here.
Nothing here.
Okay. Okay. Right. Thank you very much, guys. Oh.
During the fall winter 22 live stream presentation, Alex, you talked about snap upgrades, and I was wondering if it might be time to retire the now possibly out of date. I don't know what the question is.
I think they're taking issue with the wording that you used to describe that. That's something that we'll talk about internally. Any other questions?
Olive Serge work shirts. They come back.
They are going to have about the same same release schedule as the 1501s. They are in the same shipment, which is just a little bit delayed, but hopefully we'll get hold of that in the next couple of weeks.
Still no moves on shorter standard leg lengths.
No. Something we want to do, but it's taken a back burner because we've had so many issues with production, as I said a couple of times. We've really just had to prioritise like continuing stuff that we've already been doing rather than trying to add like new things into production. And the production issues have actually got so severe that we had to stop putting in production orders for any jeans for 6 months. So we've now got a huge backlog of demand, both direct and from our retailers, of all of our core jeans. So we need to really, really hammer those out over the next year or so before we can start doing any new clever things. But it's definitely still on the radar. We definitely won't forget about it, but it will have taken like a year or two delay.
When will this collection be visible online?
That's a great question. What's the answer, AJ?
Hopefully Friday.
AJ's just working on the release page for the main website. Forum threads are pretty much good to go, but we will be getting everything online excuse me, by Friday, which just reminds me, in this lookbook, which will start shipping with any order that comes direct from us over the next few weeks and months, At the back, we have the full catalogue of what's being released, and each one of these products has a small QR code next to it. If you just open the camera app on your smartphone and hold it over the QR code, it will pop up with a little link. If you click the link, that will take you to a page where you can pop in your name and your email address, and then when that product is released, you will get an automated email the minute that it goes online. So you can be first to know and make sure you don't miss out on your favourite drops of the season. Any more words?
No.
We good? Right. Well, thank you very much for joining. It's always nice to run through this. It's always really nice to hear your feedback on the forum on individual pieces. So please, if you're members, jump on there, let us know what you think whenever we get that online, which is sounding like Friday. If you're not a member, go and have a look. You don't have to sign up to view any of those threads, but you would have to sign up if you want to comment, and we would appreciate your feedback. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ollie needs a cold one.
Ollie does need a cold one, Jaffe 718.
What did you say?